winning 25 times last year in the short year. In still trying to find the right combination, Scott Brooks is doing what he can with an electric backcourt and very little else. Zaz had a chance to speak with the Heat head coach about this evening's opponent, still dangerous without arresting Westbrook. Zaz?
All right, thanks, Tom. You got the head coach, Erik Spoelstra, here as the Heat prepare for Game 5 of this homestand. It's the Washington Wizards in town. Let's go back a couple nights ago, Coach. Before the final 3 minutes of the game, were you pleased with your team's performance? Were they, you think, starting to trend in a direction that we've been talking about here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there were a lot of good things, during the course of the game. I thought the ball was really moving. Our drive game, attack game, a lot of that looks to be how we designed it, with Jimmy, and all of our numbers had been much better. Then you go up 11, with 3 and change to go. You think you're putting yourself in a great position to win, but you have to credit them. They made some, tough shots down the stretch. I thought we had executed really well, save for that last possession. But 6 straight trips before that, we got shots, wide open shots, right in our wheelhouse. We just could not get multiple stops on the other end, and it cost us. They had to have everything go right. They had to make all those shots, including Monks, to put it into overtime. And it's very painful, but we went through, the film yesterday to watch every one of those plays and decisions going down the stretch plus overtime, and we will be better, for it.
Coach, you mentioned yesterday that Jimmy Butler never needs to apologize ever for the passion that he shows during games or in practice. What brought that up for you even to say that? I feel like we're at the point where everybody knows Jimmy's all about winning.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think I think the media just asked after the game about one of his eruptions down the end, and I literally didn't see it, hear it, think anything of it. It might have been after he scored and he's screaming, what play to run next. But we love that, and we need more of it, quite frankly, and not just from Jimmy. Now, not everybody's going to be popping their veins out, screaming and yelling and competing with that kind of passion, but whatever each player's 10x version of their passion is, that has to be on display, for every minute that they're out there and doing that collectively together. And that's communication, that's, force and energy that you're competing with. And for us, it has to boil over the edge because, we have some ground to make up for them. We can't do it in one night. This is going to have to take, some time of building habits, of grinding out wins, gaining some confidence, and going from there.
Let's talk about the news we found out yesterday that Myers Leonard underwent season-ending shoulder surgery. Was there a decision that had to be made there? Was it mandatory for him to get the operation, or was there a decision where I could try and play through pain and deal with this later?
Yeah, I mean, with those kind of injuries, there is a decision process, and that's why it took, a few weeks. It happened in the Washington game, ironically, and he really wanted to grind through it. But if you know anything about shoulders, when you pop your shoulder, there's like a 70% chance that it's going to pop out again unless you get surgery, and it's already in the shoulder that he had previous surgery on. So it's the only move to make, on all parties. And it's just a bummer. You feel for him. He had such a great start to last season and then went out about a year ago this time. So he's really been battling, injuries for almost 12 months. And you know how deeply he cares about this team and producing and being there for his team. So you just feel for him. But, he'll work really hard, behind the scenes, and when the time is right, he'll be back better than ever.
Coach, let's talk about this Wizards team. You've already met them once. You won in D.C. last month. They were without Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook that night, and they still gave you guys some trouble. They made it a little dicey late in the fourth quarter, but you guys hang on. What did they do so well? What do you need to do to make sure that you get the win against them again?
We just have to play better. Well, I mean, we are obviously, we prepared for Beal and everything that they do. They can score up points. They can really put points up. If you just look at that Brooklyn game, they scored almost 150 against them. and we have to improve our defense. So I think this is a great challenge for us. And we worked on things and watched the film yesterday. We need to do things more consistently. And then we also have to continue to keep our turnovers down. Even in that game, we were up 15-17, but we had 17 turnovers for 24 points, and they only had 6 turnovers. So that probably was the biggest thing of the game. Probably would have been a 15-point win going away. And taking care of the ball is probably, if not the biggest priority for our basketball team. It's up there.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck tonight. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Back to you, Tommy.
Okay, Zaz, the three-point line, as Mike was mentioning, a big story of the night, really for both teams. And on this club, you got Beal and Bertans will throw up their